Okay, right. Hola, welcome to the second day of our 2028 theory class, right? First day we did it in both mediums as a hybrid class, okay? Now, from the day 2 onwards, we'll conduct it separately. We had the Sinhala medium class earlier, now we are having the English medium class, right? So, just keep your discipline throughout the class, this online class, but anyway, you can maintain that discipline throughout the session and just go along with the way that the process or the procedure is going on, right? Okay. Now up to now what we have discussed is we have gone through the first one, that areas of study under biology, and the second point of issues pertaining to biology. And now today we are moving away from the we starting from the third one, that the nature and organizational pattern of living world, that point number 3 of unit number 1. Okay, now write down point number 3, nature and organizational levels of living world. Right, now write down in accordance with different criteria. First point, right, under this point number 3, I have to write down the first one. Okay, in accordance with different criteria, in accordance with different criteria, we can see a in accordance with different criteria, we can see a diversity among living organisms, diversity among living organisms. Actually, there are four criteria. We have to write it down. So one by one, write it down. Write one by one. Please write them down. Then we'll come to the number 1. Write down. It's the size. It's the size. Number 1 is the size. Size, right? Now, with the criteria, you have to write down the examples. For each and every criteria, there are examples. You can write it down with a hyphen in front of the criteria, or whether you can go with the new line, right? Okay, you can continue it with that way, or you can use a hyphen and write in front of the criteria. You can use either ways, right? Okay, no issue. Then in size, write down bacteria, the example, right? The example related to the criteria, bacteria, and put a bracket and write down 1 micrometer to 5 micrometer, right? Within bracket, write down 1 micrometer to 5 micrometer bacteria. Then the other examples regarding to the size, that's the giant redwood. That's the example, giant redwood. Okay, and once again put a bracket and write down in front of that 100 meters, right? 100 meters. Now you can say there is a huge variety or a variation in size, right? There's a huge diversity now. Now I think hope you can do the conversions in physics, right? Okay, hope you have completed those things in your physics class, right? Okay, when come to these conversions, right? Okay, in physics we have those conversions of different things like milli, right? Pico, nano, micro, right? I think already we have completed those stuffs in the lesson number 1, right? We'll come to the bacteria. It's saying that 1 micrometer to 5 micrometer. Okay, hurry up and try to convert this into meters, right? Micro means 1 into 10 to the power 6 meters to 5 into 10 to the power 6 meters. This is what we obtain when we convert this micrometer into meters, right? Then we have the redwood, giant redwood with 100 meters. We can write it as 1 into 10 to the power 2 meters, right? So between these two values, you can see a kind of a difference of 10 to the power 8, right? You can see a difference of 10 to the power 8 here, right? 10 to the power minus 6 to 10 to the power 2. So you can see that the gap or the diversity between certain particular organisms when considering their size, there are it means 100 meters. Imagine there's a track, right? You can imagine the running track, right, with 100 meters, and imagine that track is lined vertically, and the plant is like tall. It means its height is 100 meters, right? You can imagine its size. Normally, a well-developed man, it's almost, if he imagine now 2 meters, right? 2 meter one, right? Okay, there is a 2 meter one. It's a kind of a well-developed man. Then 100 meters. It means 50 times of the height of a normal well-developed man, right? That's the height of the giant redwood. And between those bacteria and the giant redwood, there is a diversity of the size in 10 to the power 8 times, right? 10 to the power 8 times. So you can understand the diversity there. Now write down the point number 2. The criteria number 2. That's the shape. That's the shape. Criteria number 2. That's the shape. Criteria number 2. Shape. Shape, there are different shapes, no? You can see different shapes with different organisms. You can see cylindrical ones, you can see streamlined, no, kind of a arrangement with birds, or you can see circular, spherical organisms, right? Okay. Write down with the examples. Shape. Okay. First one, write down cylindrical. Cylindrical is the shape. Cylindrical. Then for the cylindrical shape, write down the example earthworm. Earthworm. Earthworm is the example, right? Earthworm. Earthworm. Then there's a kind of a special shape. That's the streamline shape, right? I think all of you guys know that, right? Streamline shape. Streamline shape. Write down streamline shape. And examples for that shape are birds and fish. Birds and fish. Birds and fish, right? Now when we come to the shape, the diversity of shape, okay, the diversity of shape, you can see like earthworm, kind of the arrangement is like this, no? Okay, kind of cylindrical arrangement. Then this is cylindrical, okay, this is cylindrical. Now this, the basis is this, right? This is a cylindrical arrangement, normal cylindrical. Then the organism come to the earthworm. It's like this, right? Same arrangement. When you take a cross section, you can see this cylindrical arrangement there also. Then what is a streamline shape? Streamline is normally a shape where the edges or the tips are becoming narrow, where the middle part is somewhat widened, right? Okay, somewhat widened, and the tips or the edges are becoming narrow, right? Okay, that's the streamline arrangement. Now we'll put this into the real world, right? Okay, real world. When come to a bird, if we draw a bird like this, normally arrangement is like this, no? Then we are putting these wings and feet and all those things, right? Okay, hope he's happy. Okay, then this is the shape, no? The streamline shape. Then we'll come to a fish. What will happen? The same shape, right? The streamline shape. But the fish is not happy, right? Here, I don't know what's the reason, but anyway. This is the shape, no? You can see this streamline shape in both these organisms. That's what we have discussed in the examples. Hope you guys got that clearly. Okay. Then come to the form. It's the third one is the form, right? Form. Third criteria is the form. Write down form. Okay. Form is based on the number of cells that the organism is made up of. Organisms are made up of from the one cell or single cells. It has a major diversity up to million number of cells, right? Write down example. First one, write down unicellular out under the form. First one, unicellular. The example is amoeba, right? Amoeba, a protist. Unicellular protist, right? So it's a scientific name, better to underline it, right? I think you know the procedure of scientific nomenclature. You have gone through those parts in the O levels, right? But don't worry if you have forgotten those things. We'll definitely cover this part when the lesson is there in the unit number 3. But it will take some time to cover it up, right? Okay, we have to complete unit 1, unit 2, then we'll move to unit 3. Anyway, this is a scientific name. That's why after writing the name, right, starting with the capital letter, then we underline the phrase, right? Amoeba. Okay, then we'll move to the first form is unicellular, then the second form write down multicellular. Multicellular, right? Multicellular. So example, write down plants, animals, right? Okay, fungi, anybody you can write down, but in the resource book they have given as the plants and animals, right? Plants and animals. Okay. What about the online live students, right? What about drop something in the chat? Hope you guys are with the lesson, right? Going along with the class nicely, right? With the time now it's 10 past 10, right? I think all have had your dinner, right? Okay, dinner, maybe dinner outings today, Sunday, no, right? Anyway, okay. Or you feel hungry? No excuses. Now it's 10 past 10, right? It's normally one taking dinner at 9, no, right? Okay. Right. Okay. Then form it's done. Unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular means made up of one cell. We'll quickly go for that also, right? Okay. Then what is unicellular and what is multicellular? If someone there is not having the proper idea of that, unicellular means made up of one cell. The nucleus denoted by a dot here. Unicellular. This is the unicellular. What is meant by unicellular? There is one cell or single cell, right? Single cell. Okay, right? Then multicellular means several cells get collected or get accumulated into the formation of the organism. This begins from 2 cells to millions or trillions of cells, right? We can't have a kind of a range there, right? More than one cell. These are multicellular, right? Okay. So what is the criteria here? It's the form. It means many cells, right? Many cells, right? Numerous amount of cells. Then we'll come to the criteria number 4. Okay, criteria number 4. Now this is what about unicellular and multicellular, right? A single cell and many cells, right? Criteria number 4. Write down habitat, right? The place where the organisms live, no, right? Habitat. Your habitat is your home, right? So the fourth criteria is habitat. We can see a huge variety or huge diversity when it comes to the habitats of organisms, right? Write down first one, terrestrial. What's the example? That's a rat, the well-known rat, right? Might be under your table at the moment, right? Okay, right. Then aquatic. Example is fish, those who are living in the water, right? Then arboreal, right? Arboreal means airborne, right? Arboreal, right? Found in the air, means most probably the birds, right? Arboreal. Example, sorry, arboreal, not aerial, right? I just missed that. Arboreal means found on trees, right? On trees, not aerial. I just mislead that with the arboreal and aerial. Anyway, arboreal on trees, right? Example given is the loris, right? The loris, once again, that's a scientific name. You have to underline it. Loris, right? Arboreal, right? On trees. Then final one, it's the aerial, right? That's what we are found in birds, right? We have birds. Many of the birds, they are flying on the sky, so we name them as aerial organisms. Aerial. Then the example is birds. Now, quick wrap up with the things we have discussed up to now. There we can see several diversity or several differences among organisms under 4 criteria, right? First one is the size, second one shape, third one form, and final is the habitat, right? So we can see a vast diversity among organisms when going through those criteria, right? Okay, hope you have got that point. Then the point number 3, done and dusted. Okay, then we are moving towards the point number 4. Point number 4, the most important one, hopefully the most important point of the unit number 1, because this is the most tested one, right? It means the most frequently given point in the A-level exam. So you have to go through it very clearly, right? Okay, you have to go through it very deeply even. I will give my best. I will give my best in order to teach you the facts related to the lesson, and also discussing the things with the exam targeted manner. And now today also we are going through the note. Okay, there is no any application today in the class also, but we'll open the payment case. Now this is the second day, and also we are giving this opportunity for you to have a proper understanding about the class. Now first day it was a hybrid class, no, then English medium student can think, right? They can think, oh, what about the English medium separate class? Will it be good like this? Oh, will there will be also single medium mix? No, no any single medium class from the beginning till the end, right? Okay, no any word, no any single word won't be used during the class, right? English medium means English medium, right? You are well capable of English. That's why I'm conducting it in English. If you have any problem, you can switch to the single medium class, no issue. Here it's English, right? If it is English, then we'll continue with the English medium. Okay. So then the second day also we gave the public live streaming. The reason behind that, students needs to have their idea, own perspective of how the class is going when the class is there with separate mediums. For single medium students also we give that chance. For you also we give that chance. Now you can have a clear proper idea about the way the class is going, and hopefully the payment gates will be open from this coming week, okay, onwards, right? Okay, then you can make your payments and you can reserve your tudes, okay, right? Then tudes will be delivered within 2 days of time, okay, you can get them. But with the situation of the crisis at the country, there may be slight delays, maybe a day or two delay with the courier, right? But it won't matter, you can get the tude before the next class, right? Okay. So then there are several applications in the tude, okay, in the practice tude. So therefore then once again this theory part of the lesson we have completed will be tested there also in the practice tude. Okay, now we are going to the point number 4. Okay, characteristic features of organisms, point number 4. Write down point number 4. Characteristic features of organisms, right? Characteristic features of organisms. Right. Okay, there's a very important phrase there, right? What is that? Characteristic feature. Now come here, right? Okay, give your full attention, please. Okay, characteristic feature. What is a characteristic feature? Now we are now imagine 3-wheel. Give me a characteristic feature. 3-wheel. 3 wheels. There are no any other vehicle with 3 wheels, right? Maybe with the spare wheel bicycle having a spare wheel, then 3 wheels. No, normally with the procedure, the wheels with the way the vehicle is normally performed, 3-wheeler is a unique one, having 3 wheels, right? Okay. Then what about Pajeros? Any uniqueness or any characteristic one to identify a Pajero separately? You can see spare wheel at the back of the door, no? Normally spare wheels they are inside the vehicle, but in Pajeros and Montero, those kind of vehicles, you can see the externally attached spare wheel to the rear door, no? Back door, right? Okay, those are kind of unique features, unique ones, right? Characteristic means unique. It means if we consider a characteristic feature, it means that particular feature is only found within that given or the considered species. Now for an example, the knowledge is found in what? In mammals. No? Normally the knowledge or that the knowledge, power of knowledge, thinking, all these things are found in mammals, right? In other birds, reptiles, amphibians, there is no such kind of a thing, right? Those are what we say, those are characteristic features. When come to mammals, they are not laying eggs, they are giving birth to they are giving birth to fetus, right? Newborns, right? Okay, those are characteristic features. Then having some fur on hands, right? Those are characteristic features for mammals. Okay, having some teeth, their teeth-like arrangement with the normal arrangement. Now we'll come to the birds. Give me a characteristic feature having a beak. No, there is no any other group of organisms having beak there, right? Except the aves or the birds, right? Got it? Okay, likewise, now characteristic features of living organisms mean these characteristics are found only in living organisms, right? So these are not found in non-living organisms. That's the thing, right? So that's the meaning of characteristic feature. It means these features are only found in living things. Okay, living maybe right. Okay, here and there can be non-living organisms who perform those things, but collectively as a collection, right? Okay, there are 7 characteristic features. We are going to going through those 7 characteristic features and we'll discuss it, right? Okay, now write down: in order to survive, in order to survive, in order to survive, in order to survive, each organism, each organism, whether simple or complex, whether simple or complex, must be able to, must be able to perform, must be able to perform certain functions, certain functions, right? Okay, there are 7 characteristic features. There are 7, right? Underline using a red pen, 7. There are 7 characteristic features. There are 7 characteristic features. There are 7 characteristic features. Now we are going to make a mind map here, kind of a little interesting one. This may be a kind of a new method for one to study even, right? Okay, now in the center we are writing the topic characteristic features of living organisms. You can use different shapes in order to make it more attractive. It's up to you, right? This is my one, right? Okay, then what's the first one? Order and organization, right? Order and organization. Then second one, metabolism. Then growth and development. Then irritability and coordination. Then the adaptation. Then reproduction. This is not the what you are expecting, right? Okay. Then heredity and evolution. Right. Now first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, seventh one, right? Write down. Write down. Right. Okay. Now write down it. Okay. There are 7 characteristic features. So when it come to a short note, okay, if you imagine it's a short note, then how about short note? Last week also I explained you how to make a short note, right? Characteristic features of living beings, right? Living organisms, right? Now what you have to do, okay? There are 7, right? You have to put numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like this. Then keep space in front of them. Don't write anything, right? Short note means you have to recall it. Otherwise, not writing the note in small letters, right? But some students are doing now, writing the note in the CER book, and they are writing the same note in small letters in a notebook, right? They're referring it as a short note. It's not a short note, right? It's a mini note, right? Mini note, right? Mini note, right? Okay. So don't be a mini note writer, right? Mini notes are not import here. You are writing the same note there, right? Okay. So don't do many things, right? You have to go through the short note. This is the way. Always keep the short note empty. That's the way to go. Otherwise, how you recall things? You are just reading something like that. Okay. So you have to memorize it. Then that will be the more uh, useful manner, right? Otherwise, you are just going through another textbook like thing. Okay. Write down number 1, order and organization. Number 1, order and organization. Okay, write down. From molecular level to biosphere, in another 30 to 40 minutes, we'll discuss what is this arrangement of hierarchy. Okay, right? From molecular level to biosphere, there is an order, there is an order, there is an order, there is an order, an organization, an organization, an organization. In organisms, in organisms, in organisms, to perform, to perform, to perform their, their, their biological activities, biological activities efficiently, efficiently, efficiently. You have to underline with the red pen molecular level to biosphere. There is an order from molecular level to biosphere, right? Molecular level to biosphere, that part only, right? Using a red pen, underline molecular level to biosphere. Write down there. Lower level components are lower level components are lower level components are organized in a organized in a organized in a methodical pattern methodical pattern methodical pattern in upper level in upper level in upper level to make it most to make it most to make it most efficient efficient to make it most efficient. Example: plant leaf plant leaf plant leaf human eyes. Example: plant leaf and human eyes. Plant leaf and human eyes. Right, now this is a redwood plant tree, right? Okay, we'll go to that now. Just earlier we have discussed the redwood plant, right? So you can compare the height or the size of the plant with a normal well-built man there, right? Okay, uh, near its base of the tree. Now you can imagine the size, right? That's why it's known as a giant redwood. It's not a mini wood, right? It's a giant redwood, right? Okay, got it. Nice. Right. Then order and organization, right? When come to order and organization, they are saying now lower level to higher level. What does that mean? Right. From lower level to higher level, right? Lower level to higher level. There has to be order, right? Yeah, this is correct. Lower level to higher level. It means things are arranged in needs to be arranged in proper manner, right? Proper manner. Where higher level is its peak or the topmost level, lower level is the building unit or the building phase of a certain thing. So in order for the efficient processing, there should be a good lower level. From lower level to higher level, things are right developing. Okay, things are developing. So this is what happening in also in living beings also. So lower level components need to be more powerful. Now imagine cells, tissues, they need to be more active. Then only the higher level components like organs, systems will be much more efficient or much more active, right? Okay, got it. So this is very vital from lower level to higher level, right? Lower level to higher level. So in your point, please using a red pen, underline lower level and upper level. Higher level means upper level, right? You can write it as upper level also. Using a red pen, underline different separately lower level and the upper level. Only those two words, right? No need to underline any other, right? Use a red pen, okay, right? Right. Then the first characteristic feature done and dusted. You will move to second one. Now write down number two, right? Metabolism. Metabolism. Metabolism, right? Number two, metabolism. Now each and every chemical reaction which take place within human body or body of an organism, that is metabolism, right? Okay, all the chemical reactions or the reactions behind respiration, reactions behind excretion, reactions behind reproduction, reactions behind that sensations, every available reaction taking place in human body or inside a living body, right, not a reaction which taking place outside the living body, which is inside a test tube likewise. No, you have to have the living environment, right, the biotic factors, right, or the biotic makeup or the surrounding, then only those reactions are known as metabolism. The collection actually the sum of, right, A, B, C, D, likewise there are biological reactions taking place inside a cell. Then as the sum of them, as a collection, collectively, those are known as what? Metabolism. Write down. We'll discuss the metabolism further in the unit number 2, right? Not only metabolism separate for two parts, right? It deviates for two parts, that the anabolism and catabolism. Here only we just write the two names, but upcoming lesson in the unit number 2 under this metabolism part, under ATP, we'll discuss it very deeply, right? So then you can completely understand what is metabolism, what is anabolism, what is catabolism. Here only just giving a kind of a very light touch on the metabolism, then only the definition and what are the two types of metabolism, that's only, right? So no need to have any kind of, if you have any issue or anything, any concern, never mind. In near future, when we are going through that part of the unit number 2, we are covering it up, right? Okay, right. So write down sum of all chemical activities, the sum of the sum of the sum of all chemical activities, the sum of all chemical activities taking place, the sum of all chemical activities taking place in an organism, in an organism is its metabolism, is its metabolism, is its metabolism, right? Okay, then after writing it, write down after that, below that one, write down metabolism has two types. One is anabolism, other one is catabolism, right? Okay, catabolism means large particles are breaking down into small particles, right? Catabolism, right? Anabolism means small particles are collected and they are get together and forming a large compound or large particle, right? Okay, that's the way. Just roughly keep this in your mind, but further we'll discuss with the example what are the examples for anabolism and for the catabolism, right? Okay, now you know this is a sum of all chemical reactions, that is the metabolism. There are two types, anabolism, catabolism. That is enough up to now, right? Okay, write it down. Then two types, right? Anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism and catabolism. Okay, right, nice. Now second one is also done, metabolism characteristic feature number 2. Now we are going to the growth and development. Write down number 3, growth and development. Growth and development. Growth and development. Okay, write down. All organisms begin their life. All organisms begin their life as a single cell, as a single cell. All organisms begin their life as a single cell. So take a red pen and underline single cell, right? Single cell. Single cell, right? Right. Each and everyone, including animals, including man, including plants, all the living beings, they start their life is a single cell, right? Okay. Then write down. Irreversible increase in dry mass. Irreversible. 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 Increase in dry mass. It cannot be reversed, right? That is why it's known as irreversible, right? Irreversible. Increase in dry mass. Increase in dry mass is known as growth. Is known as growth. Is known as growth. Write down the next point. Irreversible. Irreversible. Irreversible changes. Irreversible changes that occur during the that occur during the that occur during the lifespan of an organism. Irreversible changes that occur during the lifespan of an organism is called development. Is called development, right? So first one with the definition of growth, underline irreversible increase in dry mass. Irreversible increase in dry mass, using a red pen, underline irreversible increase in dry mass, right? Okay, then the second one under development, underline irreversible changes. Irreversible changes, right? Those are changes, right? Okay, underline. Okay, then write down. Growth can be seen in non-living things. Growth can also be seen in non-living things. Growth can also be seen in non-living things. Growth can also be seen in non-living things. Example, write down. Example, where the growth can be seen in non-living things. Where are the examples, places, instances? Crystal growth, example. Crystals means maybe salt crystals, maybe other certain calcium carbonate crystals, or anything, right? Okay, we'll discuss it, right? Crystal growth, example for non-living showing growth. Crystal growth. Okay, they write down. Growth and development are growth and development are growth and development are two consequent processes. It means happening with parallel, right? While the growth taking place, development also going along, right? Growth and development are two consequent processes. Consequent processes. Two consequent processes that happen in that happen in that happen in the lifespan of that happen in the lifespan of organisms. Two consequent processes that happen in the lifespan of organisms. Consequence. Consequent, please underline using a red pen. Consequent, right? Consequence. Consequent. Okay, right, then write down. Write down. Okay. Uh, collectively, growth and development, write down, okay. Some guys are sleeping, I think, in the live, okay. Yeah, for you, okay. Collectively, growth and development collectively growth and development can only be seen, can only be seen, can only be seen, can only be seen, can only be seen in living organisms, in living organisms. Are you sleeping or you are doing the thing? Just drop a message in the live chat, okay? Are you doing the stuffs? You may be new to the A levels, but you have to keep the spirit you have already kept in the O levels, right? Even though the exam is not that much easy, that much difficult when comparing with A levels, O level is an easy one, right? Okay, but the spirit of the levels you have kept there, no? Just keep going, right? Don't make it for take things for granted, right? Okay, don't think that A level is a silly thing. Oh, I can do this. I struggle with 9 subjects now. 3, what just simple, right? Okay, if I have gone through with 9, 3 is very easy. No, those 3 are like 27 subjects in O levels, right? Okay, equal to the weight, okay, weight in those 3, right? It means one subject equals to the weight of those 9 subjects in the O level, right? That's the nature, right? Okay, in A levels, right? So what we have written finally, completely as a completely growth and development can only be seen in living collectively. The growth and development can only be seen in living organisms. Now come here, right? What is this growth and development? Now growth, there is a one, okay, 5 years of old, right? Okay, age is 5 years. Now one with now the same one 50 years, right? Oh no, we'll write down maybe 20. Now your age 16 years, right? Okay, nice. Then here maybe 25 kilograms at that time. Now maybe 50 kilograms, right? Now at 16 years, okay. Now dry mass has increased. This is the growth from 25 to 50. That is irreversible. If you are going to your 80s, if you are going to your 80s without any certain kind of a severe disease, you may keep with 50 plus or minus, right? Okay, around that value, maybe with having a severe disease like cancer, maybe severe diabetic or kind of a thing, you might lose your weight in significantly, but without any such risk or such negative effect, you might keep it maybe 40s, maybe slight drop with 47 6, right? But closer to 50, then maybe 55 60, closer to 50 even, right? That's why I written that 50 plus or minus. Okay, anyway, so it's not going like going to the back, right? It's not reversible now. Not 50, it's not like 50 becoming 25 when it's going to 80. No, 50 remain the same. These are irreversible increase in dry mass. This is the growth, right? Now what is development, guys? Development means now 5-year-old one, just you are saying is a preschool student, right? Preschool, right? Now 16 years an O-level student, right? Then 80, what? 80 years old. Then what about that? An old one, right? Old one, a grandma, grandpa, right? Likewise. Then the people, they can separately identify them now. The differences in these 3 scenarios. Now 5 years, if imagine a male, no mustache, no beard, right? Just no any broad shoulders, just narrow shoulders, no any secondary sexual characteristics. But when come to 16 years, secondary sexual characteristics have appeared. Then mustache appeared, beard appeared, right? So many different changes. Then when you move into 80 years, what happened? Hair becoming, right, white in color, right? Blackness is not there for anymore, right? Maybe the skin is wrinkled, okay. So many things, right? Okay, maybe bent like this with the back both the hair, like, okay, such kind of things can be changed, no? So those are the differences. So those are the kind of irreversible changes take place. Then that is known as the development, right? Those changes, the physical or maybe the appearance, with the appearance wise we can see them, those irreversible changes, right? Those are known as development. for a simple example is secondary sexual characteristics, right? Growth is with the dry mass always, right? It's with the factor with kilograms, right? It's a kg factor. It means with mass. Here with characteristics, right? Okay, the appearance, mainly appearance, right? Okay, that irreversible changes. Okay, that's the development. Imagine, now imagine, now we take a salt crystal with 20 gram, and there's another large salt one with 1 kilogram maybe, right? Okay, maybe 1 kilogram, right? Okay, maybe so very large salt crystal, right? Okay, right, nice. Then what happened? Dry mass has been increased. Then there you can see the growth. But is there any development? Any beard appeared? Any narrow, broad shoulders? Any secondary sexual characters? No. Just we name this as a small salt crystal. This as a large salt crystal. The only change we can notice is the mass. This is 20 grams. This is 1 kilogram. So non-living things can't show development, man. Can't show development, right? Only the growth they can show. So collectively, it's a very, very interesting fact, right? Right? Keep the discipline with you, right? Okay, don't go ahead with your smartphones, right? Don't do anything else. Just keep the attention here. When considering the growth and development as a single factor, right? Single character, collective one, right? Growth and development collectively, not separated, right? If we take it collectively, then only it can be found in living organisms. Growth separately can found in both living and non-living. Development only in living. Collectively growth and development only in living. That's the final fact, right? Hope you have got that one. But once again, with completing the practice tute, we also go ahead with this point. And also while doing the past paper questions also, once again we are moving with this point. Okay, it's a very vital point. Hope you guys have got the measure of it, right? What is growth and what is development? Growth can seen in both living and non-living things. Development means now appearance changes, right? Changes in the appearance, right? So there are changes in certain characteristics. Now might be now imagine someone you have been abroad, that uncle or auntie or someone you finally they have uh, seen you at when you are 5 years old. Now suddenly they came to Sri Lanka, right? Then they got in to see you at what, around 16 years old. Then they can't understand who the guy is, right? For 11 years they haven't seen you, right? Hope no any video calls or any DPs, like anything, right? Just they seen you after 11 years. Then they might not able to identify you, right? That the poor boy they at the 5 years old, no, it's a different one, right? But it's the you. That difference, that change that made you that unrecognized with the one you were at 5 years, those are the development, right? Good, nice. Okay, right, right. Then growth and development done. Then come to irritability and coordination, right? Are you sleeping? No, right? Okay, don't sleep, right? Irritability and coordination. Irritability and coordination. Irritability and coordination, right? Both are. Now write down. Irritability, irritability, irritability. Irritability is the ability to respond, is the ability to respond, is the ability to respond to stimuli. Irritability is the ability to respond to stimuli from both 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 internal and internal and internal and external external environment. Irritability is the ability to respond to stimuli from both internal and external environment. Ability to respond to stimuli from both internal and external environment. Stimuli from internal and external environment, please underline with red pen. Stimuli from internal and external environment, right? Okay. Stimuli from internal and external environment, right? Ability to respond, right? Okay. Now you have get a stimuli, right? Stimuli, right? Now what see? Suddenly something coming on your way, right? You just might, even though you are in the live stream, you might get that something is coming at you. Oh, my time has come. It's an external, right? It's an external stimuli, right? Internally, hunger, sleepiness, all things. These are inside your body, no? Hunger, sleepiness, tiredness, lethargy, all those things, right? Okay, those are internal factors, right? What is the ability to respond? No, you are becoming sleepy. Now you are ending the stream. Go to the bed and sleep, right? Okay. Then you feel hungry. Amma, bring some meals, right? Even though the class is there going on, you are eating, right? You are eating then learning, right? Okay. Okay. Anyway, that's what, right? Okay. Now write down. Responding to the stimuli. Responding to the stimuli. Responding to the stimuli. Responding to the stimuli. As a result of. As a result of. As a result of. As a result of. Coordinated efforts of. As a result of. Coordinated efforts of. Coordinated efforts of. Coordinated efforts of. Nervous. 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 Comma hormonal. 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 Comma muscular. Comma muscular. Muscular. And skeletal systems. And skeletal systems. And skeletal systems. So skeletal systems is known as coordination. 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 When responding to stimuli, our sensory organs, right? Our nervous system, our hormones, muscular system all react, no? Right? Okay. Right. Now think someone just hitting me, right? Likewise, right? Someone is attacking me. Now what happened? Just I get away from the path. No, otherwise if I stay static, right? Okay, then the attack will be right, okay, to my face or maybe to myself, right? Then I have to deviate from that pathway, right? That's the responding to the stimuli, right? For that, my muscles in the neck, my eyes work, right? They saw the object coming towards me. Then my hormones react, right? Okay. Then my the spinal cord, then my bones react. All those are coordinated, right? In order to the respond to the stimuli, right? Then what happened as a result of that? Movement take place. Now my head was here prior to the attack, and after that my head moves like that, right? Then here earlier the head was there and it's moved, right? As a result of irritability and coordination, what happens? Movements take place. Now write down. movement of organisms, movement of organisms, movement of organisms, movement of organisms occurs as a occurs as a occurs as a result of irritability and coordination 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 underlined with a red pen, movement, right, underlined with a red pen. Now write down non-living things to show movement, non-living things to show movement, non-living things to show movement. Examples, now imagine, now if someone tight my neck, then I feel uncomfortable and try to get away from that, right? I will try my best, right? Okay. Or let me die. Oh, you can do whatever you like, right? No, that's not what happening, right? But imagine this is the bottle. I am doing the exact thing with the bottle, right? Okay. Exact thing with the bottle now, tighting, right? What is happening? It's not nothing. It's not reacting. It's not reacting. Same, right? Same. But what happened? You can see when I just rotate the bottle, water inside it move, right? Water inside it moves, right? You can see it moves like this. Nice. Okay. So that is known as movement. Movement can be seen in non-living things also, right? But not irritability and coordination, right? That's what I have mentioned, right? Okay. Movement too can be seen in non-livings. Non-livings example, movement of waves or wave movement. Wave movement. Wave movement. Okay, that is done and dusted. Fourth one. Okay, now we are moving towards the adaptations. Fifth one, adaptations. Adaptations, write down. Adaptation is a peculiarity of adaptation is a peculiarity, right? Peculiarity of structure, comma physiology, structure, comma physiology, or behavior that promotes the likelihood of an organism's survival and reproduction, in a particular environment, right? Now come here, right? Okay. Now come here, right? Okay. Here, right? Okay, see. Now adaptations, right? Adaptations. What I have, right? Right. Adaptations are of three types. One is structural. One is behavioral. One is physiological. Right? These are the three adaptations. Then these adaptations are for the benefit of, right, survival and reproduction. What is this? Now each and every organism, the main aim of living is survival and reproduction. Main aim reproduction, yeah. Survival for the current generation. Now imagine your generation, you are surviving, no? You are not dying, you are not suicide yourself, you are surviving. And reproduction, yeah, it's doing for your fun, it may be, right? But okay, but it is actually for the benefit of the another coming generation, right? It means your the generation after yours, right? Okay, the reproduction is for that continuous. Hope that your grandfather and grandmother decided that no children, right? Just we will enjoy ourselves, right? We'll enjoy, no kids, no child, no worries, right? We both enjoy ourselves. Then they decided to be with going along with without children, right? They decided to live without children. They didn't plan any motherhood or fatherhood, right? Okay, then what happened? Then generation will be end after those two, right? No any continuation. So without reproduction, no any continuation, only they will survive, but no further generations, right? No any upcoming generations. That's what, right? So these adaptations are in order for that, for the survival and reproduction. Structural mean adaptation associated with certain particular structure. What is behavior and what is physiological? Physiological means the adaptation as a result of body mechanism. Suddenly a snake comes onto your table, right? What happened? A fear, right? Okay, you are watching a comedy film, right? Comedy movie. What happened? You are laughing, right? You are happy. You are watching a kind of a pathetic story. That's so sad. That's the physiological adaptation, no? You are not laughing at a funeral. That guy has passed away. Oh, unfortunately, very. No, not that you are crying, right? Okay. But at a situation in a comedy drama, you said, what the hell? No, you are happy, right? That's the adaptation at the certain particular instance, right? That's a physiology. Behavior. Flowers bloom in the morning, right? They fade up in the evening. Okay. Those always happening scenarios, recurrent scenarios, those are behaviors, right? Behaviors. Now, get frightened for snakes, there is no any time period. At 4 p.m., I'm getting frightened for snakes. No, there is no such thing. It can happen any day of any time of the day, right? But the thing for snakes, fear. No laughing. Ha, cobra, cobra. No, not like that. Got it? Okay. Right. Then write down number 1, structural adaptation. We are writing the examples, right? Structural adaptations, right? Number 1, write down structural adaptation. Structural adaptations, we are writing the examples also. Write down. Number 1, for this structural adaptation, write down sunken stomata in xerophytes. Sunken stomata in xerophytes. Sunken stomata in xerophytes, right? Now see, this is the normal arrangement of stomata. Stomata fine, they are arranged in the outer side of the leaf. Then what happened? Very easy for water to move away from that, right? Then here what happened? The sunken stomata, it means now structure is there created inside, right? Okay. Likewise, what happened? Water will be accumulated inside, right? So water won't move outside of the plant leaf as easily as here, right? Then water will stay for a while inside. Then the wetness and that water saturation will be maintained here, right? That's the use of having in xerophytes, right? Xerophytes means plants find in dry areas, no? So therefore they have to secure their water. Right? That's why this adaptation is a structural adaptation. Why? The alteration in the structure. Now normal stomata is like this, and the adaptation changes the stomatal arrangement or the structure into this. Got it? Right. Then write down the other structural adaptation. Second example. Splayed out foot in camels. Splayed out foot in camels. Now camel's foot is like this, no, right? It's played out. It's not like heels, right? High heels, right? Like this. What happen if heels? Then the camel will be sunken, right? Okay. Then we can only see its hump. And camel is like this, right? Like this, right? Only we can see hump over the soil. The rest of the body part is under the soil, right? Because like a heel, no, this is not suitable to walk on sandy soil, right? So need a splayed out foot in order to increase the surface area, right? Okay. What happened? Pressure applied become less. Pressure equals force by divided by area. Once area increases, what happens? Pressure decreases, right? Okay, that's happening. That's what taking place here, right? So that's another example. It's played out foot in camels, helping that helps them to work on deserts, on sandy soils, right? Avoid sinking downwards with using a heels like structure. If their foot is like high, kind of a heel in that lady's shoe wear, it's not practical. It needs to be more splayed out, right? More wide. Okay. Then second adaptation, write down physiological adaptations, right? Physiological adaptations. Write down the example. Viviparity in some mangroves. Viviparity, right? Viviparity in some mangroves. Now imagine what normally happen. Here's a seed. Here's the soil. Seed going down, going through the soil, and later it's forming a root and the seedlings and etc. Right? It's grown. Now what happened now in mangroves? They are in marshy land, right? They are in marshy land. Marshy land means that the land is not suitable for the seed germination, right? Anaerobic conditions, right? Then what happened? Once the seed is attached to the plants, it get germinated, right? It's forming seedlings and the roots, right? Then what happens? It's fall down. Then what happened? It's very easy for them to just get just okay, right? Very easy for them to germinate, right? Because already they are having those structures, right? No need to make these structures beneath the soil. They already have them. They just need time to fix it into the soil, right? Fix it into this marshy land. Then all will be okay. That's the adaptation shown by mangroves. That adaptation is not needed for the other rest of the plants because they are on a soil or on a land which is favorable, right? Not like marshy land, right? Okay. Viviparity, it means that the germination take place while the seed is attached to the or the fruit is attached to the plant. That's the viviparity, right? Germination take place still, but still the seed is attached to the plant. Normally, how the germination take place? The seed is dropping down towards the soil. Then at the soil, with the favorable factors involving, that germination take place. Okay, got it. Viviparity in mangroves. Then the other example, fear against snakes. Fear against snakes. The other physiological adaptation, fear against snakes. Fear against snakes. Fear against snakes. They write down third one, behavioral adaptations. Behavioral adaptations. These are kind of seasonal stuffs, right? Write down number one, flowers bloom in the morning. Flowers bloom in the morning. Flowers bloom in the morning. Fades up at evening. Fades out at evening. Flowers bloom at morning, fades out at evening. Flowers bloom at morning, fades out at evening. Second one, write down. Birds migrating in winter. Birds migrating in winter. They are migrating for the areas where the temperature is high, right? In the winter, it's tough to stay there. No? Birds migrating in the winter. Those are the examples. Those are behavioral things, seasonal things, right? It's happened every year, every annual. It's happening the migration or the daily the blooming and the fading out of the plants, the flowers take place. Got it. Now come here, right? Now adaptations over. It's over, right? Now write down 6. Reproduction. reproduction. You might imagine, wow, reproduction. It's only a one line, right? One sentence, because you have an entire lesson to discuss on reproduction. You can do it by no, not by usage. You can do it very clearly with having so many time, right? So this just only include a sentence about what is reproduction, right? So if someone get disappointed, if someone plan to, oh, reproduction, I have to, this the time to learn this. No, this is not the time, because you are not mature still. You are just 60 kiddos, right? Okay. But once you are becoming mature with 17 and 18, when you come to grade 30, at the latter parts there is the lesson, right? The final lesson of the animal function, one prior to the final, right? Final one is the skeletal system. Before that, the reproduction system, right? Okay. Then you can learn it there, and I will teach it at my best. Okay, right? Hopefully now here you have just need to write one sentence regarding reproduction. Actually, it's a definition, right? Write down: ability to produce offspring. Ability to produce offspring. Do you like the process? No. The output? No. Ability to produce. Love the process, not the output, no? Right? Ability to produce, right? Offsprings for. Ability to produce offspring for continuous existence. Bonds are painful, no? Why then? Why? What's the need of this? No, right? Ability to produce offspring for continuous existence. Continuous existence of species. Ability to produce offspring for continuous existence of species. Underline with red pen. Continuous existence, right? Continuous existence. That is all, right? That's all enough for the reproduction, right? Up to now, right? Okay. Now final one. Heredity and evolution. Write down seventh characteristic. Heredity and evolution. Write down: ability of organisms to change over time. Ability of organisms to change over time. Ability of organisms to change over time. As a result of. Ability of organisms to change over time. As a result of genetic modification. Genetic modification is known as evolution. Ability to the ability of organisms to change over time as a result of genetic modification is evolution. Now imagine, now suddenly after your generation, the children prone to get horns, right? Two horns, right? Pair of horns on head, right? Then it's a kind of a mutation, because your generation, you don't have horns on the head, right? Okay. So what happened? Then further after, it means after their generation, as a kind of evolutionary addition, it will be continued, right? Okay, got it. Or maybe kind of a hearing protection for men. Definitely it's needed, right? In future, for once someone get married, they actually need hearing protections, right? For the males, there's a new update. For males, there is an additional ear closing, right? Likewise, if someone is blaming, you can close it. Likewise, it's a kind of a evolutionary addition. Imagine, right? These are funny things, right? May not happen, right? They never happen, right? But likewise, any alteration or any deviation of the genetical aspect, right? That's the evolution. Okay, right down. Then write down: organisms have genes. Organisms have genes. Organisms have genes that pass from one generation to the next. Organisms have genes that pass from one generation to the next. One generation to the next. One generation to the next. Organisms have genes that pass from one generation to the next and control and control specific 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 physiological physiological comma morphological physiological comma morphological and behavioral and behavioral and behavioral characters of organisms and behavioral characters of organisms and behavioral characters of organisms. Now take a red pen and underline physiological, morphological and behavioral. That's it. Physiological, morphological and behavioral, right? That's it, right? Now characteristic features of living organisms done and dusted, right? Okay. Now write down some further important points, right? After that, write down many non-living entities, many non-living entities or entities, many non-living entities, many non-living entities means non-living things, right? May have one or more of these characteristics, one or more of these characteristics, one or more of these characteristics, but not all of them, but not all of them, but not all of them, right? We have discussed it earlier. Crystal growing and waves motion, right? You need to write it here, right? Now write down next point. But only living organisms display, but only living organisms display all these characteristics, all these characteristics, all these characteristics simultaneously, 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 or at simultaneously, or at some point, or at some point during their life cycle, during their life cycle. Now what is that mean, right? Okay. Now imagine this is the life cycle. Now this is the birth, this is the death. Now this is the life cycle. Now first character, second character, third one, fourth. Now there are seven. Now seventh one complete prior to death. Now this is this one and living organism. Another occasion where birth is here, where death is here, and what happened? That organism showing all these 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at the same time, right? Anyway, prior to that, all have been shown, right? Maybe simultaneously, one by one, or maybe all at the same time, all at once, all at once. These two scenarios is okay, acceptable, right? Right. This one can also be referred to as a living organism. This one too. Got it? Right. That's what given in that point. One may show those characteristics simultaneously, right? Not all the characteristics at once, but some organisms may show all those 7 characteristics at once. Okay, difference is there, right? Can now figure it out or note it down. And that's the meaning of what we have written, right? Finally, right? Okay. Now point number 4 is over. Point number 4 is over. Right? Now point number 5, write down. Hierarchical levels of organization in living things. right? Very simple one, but there's a small point there. The hierarchical levels, you have to keep them in mind, right? You have to study them. Okay, write down first point. The cell is the basic. First point. The cell is the basic. The cell is the basic. The cell is the basic structural and structural and structural and functional unit of life. Structural and functional unit of life. Structural and functional unit of life. Please underline with the red pen. The cell. Right, okay. Now we'll write the hierarchical levels in order, right? Okay. We'll write them. Starting from molecules, right? Okay, write down. Write with me, right? Molecules, then organelles, then cells, then tissues, then organs. It's continuing, right? Organ systems, then organism. Or is it individual that's given in the resource book? You see? Organisms, right? Organisms, no issue. Organisms. Then populations. Then communities. Then ecosystems. Then biosphere. Is the order? Write down quickly. Quickly write down. Hurry up. Right. Molecules, organelles, cells, tissues, organs, organ systems, then organisms, populations, communities, ecosystems, and biosphere. Right. Okay. Now, very important point. I feel if you guys have fallen asleep, now get up. Now get up. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Now we'll come to cells. Right. Okay. From cell onwards, it means from cell, tissue, organ, those are living. Those are living aspects, right? Anything prior to cell, the level of cell, anything prior to the level of cell, they are considered as non-living. Or then the simplest form of living is the cell. Note it down, right? Note it down. And also when come to molecules, they can be either organic or maybe they can be either inorganic. No need to just write them. Just keep in mind, right? Molecules can be either both organic or inorganic, right? But the most important thing is this fact, right? From cell, beyond the cell, all are living. Cell is the basic thing of living, right? Then any other unit prior to cell, all them are non-living. The most vital part of this point, okay? Completed. Right. Now actually unit 1 is over. Now this is not the end of this hierarchy level. In the tude there are practice questions. We will go through that and we'll have some applications related to it, but in theory aspect this is what they have to be covered, right? They have to be completed. Okay, now we'll move to lesson number 2. Write down chemical basis of life, right? Write down chemical basis of life. The next lesson, right? Chemical basis of life. Will now for today we are completing the elemental composition of living organisms. Then from the next day onwards we'll start with the water part, right? Okay, now write down chemical basis of life. Chemical basis of life. Then point 1, elemental composition of living matter. Elemental composition of living matter. Right, elemental composition of living matter. Now write down there are 92 there are 92 right, elements recognized in nature. There are 92 elements recognized in nature. Write down the next point. About 20 to 25%. About 20 to 25%. About 20 to 25% are essential. This is the phrase essential. Underline it with a red pen. Essential, right? Essential to continue healthy life, to continue healthy life and reproduction. Healthy life and reproduction, right? Okay, healthy life and reproduction. Now essential, out of essential human, they have 25, right? Plants, they have 17. Now write it down. Essential elements, human have 25, plants have 17 essential elements. Human have more essential elements, right? Right. Now very important fact, okay? Now very important fact. Now come here, right? Now out of 92, 20 to 25% are essential, right? Okay. So we can divide essential into macro and micro. Macro means which need in major percents, and micro in lesser amounts, right? Essential can be divided as macro and micro. Write down. Essential can be in either human or either in plants. We can divide it as macro and micro. Right, okay? Essential two types, macro and micro, okay? Macro means with high amount, micro means with low amount, right? Now, if imagine this as human means, then 25, macro there are 11, micro there are 14. This is for the human beings, right? If it is for the plants, right? If it is for the plants, then it is 17 for plants, right? This is for the plants. Then 9 macro for plants, right? 9 macro, this is for human, right? Then what, altogether 8 micro for plants. That's how 17 is made up of. This is for human, right? This is for human, right? Okay. Okay, right. Now move on. With the order, write down, right? Oxygen is the most abundant, then carbon, hydrogen, then nitrogen, then calcium, then phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, sodium, chlorine, magnesium, and then the micros, right? Micro elements, right? Micro elements, right? No need to write down the element form, right? So these are the macros, right? Okay, these are the macro. Out of these four, they are for the 96%. Out of all the elements, all the essential elements, they contribute 96%, right, of the living matter. Then rest of the four includes this rest of the macros and the all the micros. This 4%. Got it? Now keep in mind. From oxygen to magnesium, they are the macro elements, right? Okay, right? They are the macro. Then after that, the micros, right? Then out of the macros, these four, oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, they contribute for the 96%. Then what is the remaining portion? The rest of the macros and all the micros, they are responsible only for 4%. Imagine the weight of these, right? The contribution. Now oxygen as a percentage, it is 65%. Then carbon as a percentage, it is 18%. Hydrogen as a percentage, then there is 10%. Then nitrogen as a percentage, this is 3%. These will contribute for the 96%. Write down, right? Write it down. This is the final analyze, okay? Final analyze. Now when come to micro, if you need examples, you can write down iron, ferrous, then cobalt, then manganese, then iodine, then boron, etc. Right? Fluorine, many. Right? You need just, if you need any examples, you can write this down. Right? This is the most important part. You need the order from oxygen to magnesium. Definitely you need the order, right? It will be tested in the exam, right? Okay. This is what we have to discuss up to today's work, right? From next day onwards, we'll start the water. Now, first 2 weeks, they were free classes and we let anybody to attend the class. We gave the public YouTube live streaming. Okay. Around 500, maybe, I think, in the first day altogether, the hybrid class. Now around 300 for the English medium separate class and around 500 again for the single medium separate class, right? Now roughly 800 students are going through the live sessions. Then afterwards, I think majority prefer the recordings. Then around 200 to 300 students are enrolling with this theory 28 theory class. Okay, right? Anyway, the number is not a factor. Maybe if the process is clear, one student is also enough, right? Okay. But anyway, you have to, I think now you have the proper idea of what the hybrid class looked like the last day. But I promise you, we are going along with separate classes for Sinhala and English. I didn't speak any Sinhala term now for the entire class. This will be the way the class will be conducted till the end of the A-level exam, which means till the 2028 July, right? Okay. This is the many way the class will be conducted. Okay, there is no hurry, but we are completing things very clearly. Now the payments gates will be open from the coming week onwards. Then we'll deliver the tutors, and within 2 days you will receive. If there is any delays due to the current the crisis of the country, then we'll just go after your package and we'll track it and try to give it as in the earliest as they can, right? Okay, that's the procedure for the class. Then this is what we have to offer for you, and then the tute will be there in your hand from the next day onwards. Then we'll go along with the tute with the practice questions, and we'll start the water part. Okay, till then, goodbye, be safe, right? Okay, so study well, make short notes, right? This is the beginning. The beginning is the key. It needs to be the most powerful, right? It needs to be the foundation. If the foundation is not good, then no matter you have go for so many stairs or so many floors, it's never matter. It won't matter. Foundation is the basic. If the foundation is very strong, then you can do anything you wish, right? So keep in mind, foundation is the key. So from the day one onwards, keep pushing, keep your motivation up, right? The effort you have given in the O level. I know all of you guys gave you everything in the O level exam, so don't let that gas goes out, right? Just keep that gas along with you and give far more better dedication, determination, and all the effort for this A level exam, right? From the day one, continue. Keep not only biology, which is chemistry, other subjects also. Keep the same gut, right? Keep the same spirits along. Then you can complete it very cleanly and very easily. Then you will be ended up with a good story, right? Okay. Till the next day, goodbye. Have a nice day. Okay, right? Okay.